Hello everyone, we're here today with the Nameless Ghoul of the band Ghost. Hello Mr. Nameless, how are you doing?
Hello, I am fine.
Ready for some...
How are you, Paolo?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you very much. I'm getting ready. I was really ready for this interview. I hope you are too.
Yes.
Well, with your first album, you have immediately reached cult status as a band, which means you are worshipped by a good few people. Are you ready now to turn into a downright religion, expanding your audience of worshippers with the new album?
I guess so. Yes. I mean, there's so many things going on right now that differ from the last sort of album cycle in terms of touring and in terms of production and in terms of, just overall media attention and the attention from fans.
Mm-hmm.
When we released the first record, nobody expected anything of us.
Yes.
And at this point, people have an expectancy. Even anybody who doesn't like the band has an expectancy of us to do
Mm-hmm.
something. Yeah, well, we're going to tour a lot, and we're going to tour a lot in places where we haven't been to, and we're going to Italy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know. I know that. I'm waiting for you. Well, before we move on to talk about the new music, there's this interesting topic about the huge publicity stunt you played with the Vatican. How much did you pay the previous Pope to step down and become a Pope Emeritus himself, turning the spotlight on your own new Papa Emeritus II?
Is your question about how much the actual Vatican...
Were you involved with bribery or giving him money to step down?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, you're talking about the huge advance that we got.
Yeah.
Well, all that's gone now, and it went to him.
Mm-hmm.
That was that money, but it was money well spent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well,
it was a good move.
Yeah, that's kind of publicity you can't buy. Well, so you spent all your money on that. That's fine. And how can we know for sure that Joseph Ratzinger, the now Papa Emeritus, is not the actual ghost singer under the facepaint?
Well, you can't.
So we need to live with the shadow of the doubt.
I think that's the case with most things regarding Ghost. It's a bit shadowy,
Mm-hmm.
all of it, and we like to keep it that way.
All right. So, well, most people here in Italy will keep that doubt there.
Sometimes rat singers get an offer they cannot refuse.
Okay. And so you are not thinking of claiming copyright issues on Papa Emeritus Benedict XVI for using the name that you were already using?
No, I think that we have had enough of copyright issues here.
Yeah, indeed.
For now.
Yeah, so, well, you have been subject of copyright claims, apparently. And I guess everyone, maybe you will tell me that that's a mystery too, but everyone is puzzled as what the BC stands for in the American market for Ghost BC. Is that before Christ, before communion, burning Christ, or something like that? Or we have to guess.
Was that burning Christ?
Yeah. That's just,
let's call
guessing.
it that. No, for us, that BC obviously is a pun of before Christ.
All right.
But it's just an amendment. In our world, we're just going to be called Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And when we refer to our records, it's going to be the Scandinavian version saying Ghost only.
Okay.
Because we are never, ever, 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 ever going to call ourselves Ghost BC in out and buy a Ferrari SPA.
Okay.
You don't do that. You say, I'm going to buy a Ferrari.
All right. And
So
that's how it should be.
that's how it should be. And BC is silent, and as soon as we can, it's going to be taken away forever.
Okay. And well, now on to the album. This new album contains some of your heaviest sounds, like in Per Aspera Ad Inferni, along with the most catchy sounds, maybe like Year Zero or Ghuleh. How do you match these two extremes? You've gone, to me, compared to the first album, you've gone on both opposite sides. There is some heavier stuff and there is some catchier stuff. So we can't really say you've gone heavier or you've gone catchier. You've done both things, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know how to answer your question.
Yeah.
Really,
Did you set out?
We have just found a way to. Originally, what sort of spawned what Ghost is, like material-wise, musically, was approaching the songs with a playfulness.
Mm-hmm.
And try not to think too much about what's right or wrong. Because most music is very restricted. I'm saying that most bands that write are very restricted in the sense of them wanting to write only heavy riffs or only, I want to sound like Bruce Springsteen, or I want to sound like Bulldozer, I want to sound like this or that. Whereas with Ghost, we never had like a clear way. It wasn't like, we are going to be the band that sounds like Blue Oyster Cult. We never. That was never the idea. We wanted to create something that was just moving. And for us, listening to a lot of music, we are equally moved by a band like Echo and the Bunnymen as we are with a band like Mortuary Drape. So it's we just wanted to do whatever felt natural.
Right.
That is combining like big melodic choruses with a death metal breakdown or riffs. But combine that with something that's way more sensible. And I just think that we were lucky in the sense that we came up with a formula that sort of worked.
Yeah, it did.
And then now we know how to master that ourselves.
So is it difficult then to find bands to play with on a tour or at a festival? I mean, you will be headlining the Jägermeister tour in England with Gojira and Feed the Rhino, while 2 years ago in England, Trivium was opening and there was In Flames and then Rise to Remain, and you were between them. So is it, do you enjoy this kind of mixing among other sounds, I guess, rather than...
Well, we don't have too much to choose from in the sense of when we are being given a chance to work, because that's basically what it is. I mean,
yes.
If we get a chance to play somewhere, we cannot really judge the circumstances upon the bands that we're sharing stage with. Of course, there are no-nos, but if there's a big festival, nowadays all festivals are completely swamped with screamo and deathcore bands.
Okay.
There's nothing you can do about that. It's just the way the world works right now. That's the contemporary music style that is. And if we would choose not to play with these bands, we would not be able to play.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that's what the festivals have. Because that's what people like to listen to.
But
in that sense, I think, yeah, I like playing in those
Okay, right.
And in terms of, I know that some people complain about us not playing with other Doom bands and all that. And that is also because we don't look at ourselves as a Doom-only band.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We are not looking to be just a band that plays Doom festivals, because we are not only a Doom band.
Mm-hmm.
We love a lot of Doom. A lot of our music style comes from bands like Candlemass and Saint Vitus and Pentagram and all that stuff that you know about, or Death SS, or
Yes.
bands like that. But we cannot choose just to play with bands like that, because our agenda is to become a band that has a huge production, that is
Mm-hmm.
a big theater band. And if we want to become a big theater band, we cannot limit ourselves to play 200 capacity clubs. That would be suicide.
Mm-hmm.
We can never achieve our goals that way.
I see. Well, what about... Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So, and then in that sense, we are lucky to be able to now play with bands like Metallica and Iron Maiden,
Mm-hmm.
and Mastodon, and a lot of bands that we do like and that we feel very much in common with. Mastodon, for example, has a very similar approach as we do.
Right.
Nobody really sounds like Mastodon.
Mm-hmm.
They want to create something that's unique. They want to create something that's equally uncommercial as it is accessible. And therefore, they fit us very well, as do Opus. Even without sounding remotely the same,
Yeah.
we have a similar way of approaching what we do. They want to do something unique, and they want to do something without really confessing to be a part of that scene or that scene.
I see.
I think that's healthy.
Yeah, I see, and I perfectly get the Mastodon comparison. So, well, that explains it better for people who don't know Ghost that well yet, because everyone knows Mastodon played their own way all the way, and now they got there. So, well, you are following the same path, playing something totally different. Well, we'll be seeing you in June playing with Iron Maiden here in Italy. Even if it will be likely you'll be playing under the hot Italian sun. How do you bring your dark rituals to daylight concerts?
Well, it's never going to be the same in the daylight, of course.
We've
done it now a couple of times, so we know that it works quite well. Because luckily in the end, as high horse as it may sound, I think that we still have the musical chops.
Mm-hmm.
So just because our image won't be optimal in daylight, I think that we still have music to sort of back that up with.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're a sucky band but you have a cool image, you will be completely fucked if you're doing, if you do it in the sunlight, because you're gonna suck.
All right.
But again, we're sort of going the same way here. That's something that we need to do in order to be able to come back to Italy at some other point and do what we really intend to do.
Yes, well, we will be waiting for you to headline the Sonisphere Festival next year then, maybe, so you can play in the dark.
Of course. No, but we will definitely return to Italy in some place during the fall or the winter or something like that. And hopefully we'll be able to bring the entire show and indoors and proper.
With more evil.
More evil.
Well, I have one final question there for you. How much sense of humor or how much love for the devil is needed to join the Church of Ghost?
We like to think of this as you don't really need to be a devout anything in order to be able to enjoy what we do. If you try to look upon what we're doing more like a movie or a theater, it's easier to understand. I mean, the amount of people that chose to go to a movie like The Exorcist
Mm-hmm.
or films like that.
Yes.
That could possibly be anybody who likes seeing a ghost show, because I think that what we're doing isn't 100% needed to be worshipped just for the music part of it.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is to bring forth a show that you can enjoy, even though you might not be completely sold on the music. So, but I do, however, believe that without a pinch of humor, it's kind of hard to understand what we're doing, because essentially humor is a gift from Satan. So there's nothing more diabolical than laughter.
Yeah, that's totally brilliant. Well, that was my last question, so thanks a lot for your time, and once again,
Okay, thank you very much.
I'll be seeing you in June.